Hey guys, I hope you're having a great week so far. Can you believe that we are already into December? I cannot. I can't believe it. And I know that you're busy. And I know that you have a million things going on right now, especially with the holiday season approaching. Today we're going to talk about homemaking. And I really want to share some encouragement with you today. I also want to get you motivated to maybe get up and get something done around your house. If you feel like doing the dishes or folding some laundry while we have a conversation today, I think that would be great. But I wanted to just share some habits and things that I have implemented over the last couple of years that have really been life-changing. Some of these are more practical hacks. Some of these are more of a mindset or really a heart shift in perspective on how we can just be more grateful homemakers, but also just get a little more done throughout the day, because I think all women, all wives, mothers, homemakers strive to be as productive as possible and really feel like we're managing and caring for our homes well. When it comes to homemaking, so many of the tasks feel mundane, monotonous, like nobody sees, nobody cares, but they're all things that have to get done, whether we want to do them or not, in order for our home to be managed well and in order to keep stress at bay. And this habit that I've tried to implement into my daily life is more perspective change than practical, but man, oh man, can it change your day fast. And that is practicing gratitude. I have to remind myself constantly. Sometimes I even set reminders in my phone to take a minute to practice gratitude. When you can shift your mind and go from I have to I get to, life really starts to look a whole lot different when you can go from, man, I have so much laundry to do, and instead maybe think, man, I'm so thankful for all of these clothes for my children and for myself that are going to keep me warm all winter, that I get to clean and use and have. Maybe it's taking a brief moment when you see the sun peek in the morning when you're doing dishes by the sink and just saying, man, thank you, Lord, for sunlight. It's constantly making that switch. We are imperfect people who are naturally selfish and naturally think negative. And so you have to catch yourself, set reminders, whatever you have to do multiple times a day as you're doing a task, to practice gratitude. And not only will you find more contentment, but you'll also find more joy. And homemaking won't feel like such a chore and burden when you realize how completely blessed we are to have homes, to have roofs over our head, to have to manage. Making that quick little switch from I have to I get to is really gonna make all the difference in your day, I promise. Okay, this next tip is my favorite. It's something I practice daily, and studies have shown that it leads to productivity. But pair those couple of chores that you cannot stand to do with something that you love. And an example of that for me, two things, is usually making myself a cup of coffee. I love a good cup of coffee, and maybe I'll make it while I do the dishes, and I'll sip on it while I do the dishes. Or maybe that's watching your favorite YouTuber or listening to your favorite podcast while you do the laundry. Find little things that you love and pair them and attach them to those chores that you hate. And that's going to give your brain some positive reinforcement and lead to more productivity, because suddenly you might hate folding laundry, but all of a sudden if you tie folding laundry to watching your favorite show, you're gonna enjoy folding that laundry. And now you can't do this all day long, but just for those couple of tasks, it really does make a big difference. And also in that same regard, when it comes to habits and, maybe it's pairing something you love with something you don't love, like I just talked about, but maybe it's as simple as finding little ways to romanticize the ordinary. I love the concept of finding things that just make me feel cozy as winter's approaching. Whether that's burning a Christmas tree scented candle in the afternoon, just for a little pick me up and bringing a smile to my face. Maybe it's treating myself to a new pair of house shoes for the winter that are really warm and cozy and snuggly that I can wear while I work around the house. Maybe it's buying myself some flowers the next time I go grocery shopping and doing a beautiful arrangement to have sitting on my kitchen table that's gonna bring a smile to my face every time I walk by. Find those little things, whatever they are, they might look different for you, that bring you joy, that find ways to really make the ordinary special, and you're gonna enjoy your homemaking journey so much more. You know, in talking about all of these homemaking tips and tricks and what's changed my life, hiring a cleaning service to come into my home a few times a year has been such a game changer in the way I see my home, the way I care for it, and really the self-care to myself to have some help. And I wanted to take a quick second and thank Homeglow for sponsoring today's video. Homeglow is a 5-star rated cleaning service with very affordable prices. Their online booking capabilities help you find someone to clean your home in the area, and whether that's deep cleaning for just your quarterly kind of spring cleaning items, maybe it's for a special occasion, a party, or maybe it's just to take regular cleaning off your plate. They really can do it all. So booking with Homeglow is so easy. You just go to the website and you put what you want to have cleaned, you know, whether it's a deep cleaning or maybe you're just looking to have some weekly cleaning done, and all of the available cleaners are going to pop up depending on what dates you selected, and you can book as quickly as this week, or you can book ahead in the future. Maybe it's a couple months down the road, you know, you have a party or a special occasion, and you could just cross that off the list and get it booked today. When I originally went onto the website to book my cleaning, I was pleasantly surprised that multiple cleaners were available the same week. And so I had someone come actually on a Saturday, which was very convenient. We were all, off work and school, and we just went out for the day, and someone came in and they did a phenomenal job. I had my whole house cleaned top to bottom for 6 hours. They got their deep clean on, and when I tell you, it was like a breath of fresh air when we got home. Just knowing that the house has been deep cleaned for the holidays, when we have people over and with Christmas around the corner, I feel like we can really enjoy our home, and we were still able to enjoy our Saturday and have that family quality time that would have otherwise gotten eaten up by cleaning day. So I couldn't recommend it more. Be sure to treat yourself to some self-care and some help this season. Take cleaning off your plate by using Homeglow. You won't regret it, I can promise you. And if you use the link down in the description below, it's homeglow.com/Amy Fritz, or use the QR code on screen, you will get your first 3 hours of cleaning for $19. Definitely take them up on that deal. It is a good one, I can promise you that. And thanks again, Homeglow, for sponsoring today's video. If you've been around my channel at all, you know that I love and crave simplicity. I am striving for a more minimal home while I am not a minimalist at all. I really like to keep inventory low in my house, and I like to let my house breathe from time to time. I like everything easy to maintain and manage. That is what I'm striving for. And one thing I think that's really helped me in my homemaking is learning to declutter seasonally. When we go through life, there's a natural progression as seasons change. You know, our clothing changes throughout the year. The foods we eat, the things we do, the things our kids play with, these all change naturally. So as the seasons change, when you notice that shift in season, that is the time to declutter and reorganize. And there are just a couple of things I recommend decluttering season to season, and that would be your clothing and your kids' clothing, of course, your food. So I just recently, we're ending fall, going into winter, I just went through my entire refrigerator, my freezer. I took 2 hours and I scrubbed everything clean. I went through my pantry, I got rid of expired food, and really took some time and organized for the winter months, because how we cook looks a little bit different. And if you can do this season to season every couple of months, it's not as big of a task. And I found the food one is a big one, the clothing one is huge. I like to store my clothes seasonally. So all my spring and summer wardrobe is stored away right now. It's not in my closet. It's not taking up mental space in my brain when I go to pick out my clothes for the day. And that makes a big difference. Kids' toys and just kids' stuff, I think seasonally you should look at and declutter on a regular basis. I think kids' items in particular are things that we're decluttering often because things break so easily, or maybe they're not playing with them anymore, or they outgrew them. But those 3 things, clothing, food, and kids' items, be decluttering on a seasonal basis, and your home is gonna feel great. Another thing that is life-changing when it comes to caring for your home and homemaking is learning to habit stack. And what that means is take a habit that you want to develop. Let's just say, tie it to something that you already do that you don't even think twice about, and start doing that every single day. I have so many examples of this. I've shared on my channel before. One habit that I have is while my coffee is brewing, which I'm never gonna skip that. I always make coffee every morning. I go and I start a load of laundry. Immediate habit stack. Coffee's brewing, go to the laundry room, start the load of laundry. And then you can see that new habit has now been developed. I start the load of laundry first thing in the morning now. Another quick silly example of this habit stacking is that I am in the kitchen every morning cooking my kids breakfast. And once I've cooked them breakfast, they're then sitting at the peninsula at the bar stools eating. And while they're eating breakfast, the new habit that I've been working on developing is as soon as they start eating, I go out to the garage to the deep freeze and I pull meat for dinner. That way we always have something to cook. I can't make the excuse of, oh, I forgot to pull meat out of the freeze. It's an initial habit stack. Kids start eating breakfast. I go to the meal plan. I make sure we have what we need, plan the menu, know what's for dinner that night, go pull meat out of the freezer, and we're good to go. Finding little habits to tie together really does work wonders. Another one, just an example, when I go upstairs to get dressed for the day, that's the time of day I make the bed. So get dressed, make the bed. Tie things together. You always get dressed every day. You always brush your teeth. Maybe you're trying a new habit of remembering sunscreen. Tie it to brushing your teeth because you won't forget that. Finding ways to just kind of stack those habits really makes a big difference in your overall productivity. This homemaking tip is a game changer. At least it was for me. And I'm not sure why it took me so long to learn and develop, but as homemakers, if you don't have a schedule, it can kind of feel chaotic. And if you do something outside of the home, sometimes I feel like we're left with some guilt. Like, oh man, I should have been working on this, or I needed to be doing that. But one thing I've done in the last year or so is I have created errand day. That's what I call it, errand day, although it usually entails more than that. And for me personally, that's usually Thursdays. And so mentally in my brain, I have just left Thursdays open to leaving the house. If I need to book a doctor's appointment, I look for the next available Thursday. If I need to get my hair cut, again, I book with my stylist on a Thursday. If I want to get coffee with a girlfriend and I call her up, I say, hey, would you like to get coffee next Thursday, 10 o'clock? And that way, when I'm going to book those appointments or schedule the meeting or whatever it might be, I can tell people my availability. I say, hey, Thursdays work great for me. Would that work? And 9 times out of 10, they're able to book me on that day of the week. And mentally, this saves so much mental space and capacity when I know, hey, what's on the calendar for Thursday versus what's on the calendar for this week. And let's say a Thursday rolls around and I have nothing planned or scheduled, there's no appointments, I don't have a coffee date, then that's time in the week that I can just go run those errands, which is most of the time. Maybe I need to run to the grocery store for something, maybe I need to go make a return, maybe I need to go shop for something, whatever it might be. That's my day to get out of the house guilt-free. It's scheduled, and I just feel like that keeps my calendar running so much smoother. As women, depending on your personality type, you might be somebody who struggles to keep a clean home. You might be super clean and orderly, but this is something we can all benefit from. I have a list of non-negotiables in my brain. These are the 4 things I do every single day, period, before I can go to sleep at night. And I would like to make that before I watch TV at night, but sometimes that doesn't happen. But that is doing the dishes, swishing the sinks, clearing the counters, and doing 1 load of laundry start to finish. So get it rolling in the morning, get it washed, dried, fold, and put away, period. If I can do those 4 things every single day, not only is that a habit that's now just ingrained in me, I start the laundry in the morning and don't think twice about it. But it makes sure that I keep up on the house. And so at the very least, even if everything is kind of dirty and I'm behind on some deep cleaning, we have dishes, we have clean clothes, like the bare minimum is done. In addition to that, oftentimes, if I tell my brain, I only have to do those 4 things, it doesn't seem as overwhelming and as big of a task. And usually when I start those tasks, it snowballs and I end up doing a lot more. So just tell yourself, I have to do these 2 things or these 3 things today, and that's it, and that's okay. And that's probably gonna lead to more tasks and more productivity. But if it doesn't, at least you got those things done. And at the bare minimum, you'll be able to eat dinner on a clean plate and wear clean underwear. This last habit and tip is very simple, very straightforward, but makes a big impact. And that is, before you go to bed at night, before you get ready for bed, before your kids or your family or your loved ones get ready for bed, set a 10-minute timer and tidy up as much as you can in 10 minutes. Now, this is so simple because anybody has 10 minutes to clean up. I don't care how tired you are, what your day looked like, we all have 10 minutes to spare to do this. It teaches the whole family to get involved, to pick up, it creates that habit in our kids, and a lot can get done among a few people in 10 minutes. Sometimes at night before bed, the pillows are everywhere and maybe there's a couple things on the floor, and the kitchen is usually pretty clean by this point, but maybe the bathroom there's stuff that got left as kids took baths, whatever it might be. Taking those 10 minutes to just do quick reset makes all the difference, and coming downstairs in the morning to a picked up tidy home feels so good. Okay friends, well, I hope today's video was an encouragement to you, that it maybe gave you some ideas and tips and habits and how you can just make homemaking a better experience today. Again, leave some comments down below. Let me know, what is your #1 habit or tip you have for enjoying your homemaking experience. And I hope today's video brought you some motivation and encouragement to tackle something in your own home. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. Don't forget to check out Homaglow down in the description below, and I will see you guys really soon in my next one.